Thank you for all the great comments from our last video. It is a community for all of us to learn. So I appreciate all those input, and I hope we will all learn from each other. Our topic today is a very interesting one: economics of container business. In March, as part of the CARES Act, 347 billion was allocated for the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP. Within 13 days, that money was depleted. The second phase came in at 175 billion. Within 5 days, that money was depleted. According to the Center for Responsible Lending, 95% of Black-owned businesses, 91% of Latino-owned businesses, they stood no chance of getting the Paycheck Protection Program. And it will go back to what I said in my last video. It's about getting the memo. It's about understanding the free enterprise system and how it will work for you. Most of our business structures, us minorities, did not permit us to tap into the Paycheck Protection Program. C2C Mentors is a real estate mentorship community. We talk here about your finances because we understand it is at the foundation of the success for you and your family. I try to put the container business in perspective. I call it the cycle. What is the cycle? When you go around and gather stuff to ship back home, they have to rent an extra storage space. So let's say you pay an average of $100 for storage a month. When you're ready to ship, you now call a container agent. That container will cost you an average of $5,000. What most people never factor in is the times to go around and buy this used stuff. Let's be very modest. And container people are very passionate about what they do. That time, you can never play with it. So if you put in 3 hours a day, so in 1 month, you're going to put in 90 hours. In 12 months, you're going to put in 1,080 hours. On your full-time job, you put in 40 hours a week. In 1 month, you're going to put in 160 hours. In 12 months, you're going to put in 1,920 hours. Compare that to 1,080 hours. Most people don't realize that in the container business, they are almost doing a second full-time job. You have to pay people to come and help you, experts, load the container. Some people who ship stuff for other people, they will go to the customer's house and pick up their boxes, pick up their goods. They never factor in that time. The biggest part before loading is for you to be able to sort the item. When the container is ready and the container leaves, you're now looking for money to buy an air ticket to follow the container to Africa. While most of us, we do this, we still treat it as a hobby, but we never realize that we are dealing with a full-time business, but we never approach it with a full-time attitude. It's when the container gets back home. In the case of the Douala Seaport, you have 11 days to clear the container from the shipping dock. If you don't clear within 11 days, demurrage fees, they start to accrue. And it will cost you about $44 a day for a maximum of about 90 days. Most seaports in Sub-Saharan Africa, they are about 47% more expensive to clear goods than they are in other developing countries, say like in Asia. So in Cameroon, for example, they're going to charge you anywhere from 58 to 60% to 70% of the value of the car. All your money, you have worked here all the year, you have bought stuff, you have gotten the container, shipped the container back home. When you go back home, what happens? They tell you to clear that container is going to cost you about $40,000. You don't have the money. So what do? You have to start look for money now locally. The banks, of course, is a no-go zone. So you have to look for a hard money lender, people who do money business. They will give you a loan at 20% interest rate. 1 month is the duration. Before they give you that loan, you have to give them a collateral. And what is this collateral? You now have to transfer, we call the title of those cars to the name of the person who is giving you that money. So in case you default tomorrow, they become owners of those cars and stuff in your container. Another place where you can get money is at a credit union. The problem with the credit union is, yes, they will give you money, but the credit union is looking at you as a high risk because to them, you are not a businessman. You come now, maybe after 1 year, you come again, there is no consistency. You have no local presence, so they will not trust you. You are high risk. So what do? You now have to look for a businessman who has an account at the credit union. That person will go to the credit union and take that amount of money and give it to you at a 5% interest rate. Before you do that, what happens? They're going to ask you, do you have a house? How about your family house? This is how some families have lost their family homes. Because we go back home and we are so excited about what we brought on the container, we take our land certificate and take it to the credit unions and take money from there. And then guess what? I will not finish the story. You know how the story ends. They know that you have very limited time. You cannot stay there in Africa for more than 1 month because your job back in the US is calling for you. Most of the time, we leave those things back home and then we come back here. And we now have to rely on the local presence on the ground to be able to sell these things for us. I have a story. My friend from Nigeria took 4 cars to Nigeria, could not sell those cars. He had to leave those cars and come back here. He left the car in Nigeria with his cousin. The cousin took those cars and then started running a car rental business. And telling the brother here, those people, they are not buying the cars. Until somebody had to alert the brother. The brother had to leave everything that he was doing, went back home to Nigeria, and what did he find? 2 of the cars. People rented it and went into the villages. The engine were all knocked. So this is our story on the container business. So another thing back home is what? Lodging. When you go back home, you now say now you're a big man. You can no more stay in your family home. What do? You go to a hotel. You have to stay in a hotel. How much you pay in a hotel a day? You have to eat at the hotel. Not just that. You have an entourage. You have to feed every day. Not just that. Family responsibilities. We never factor those things. The customers here in the US who had put stuff in our container, what are they doing? They're giving us pressure here. Where's my car? Where's my this? You're having real problems back there. You cannot even control those problems because you are not even on the ground. You come back here and you are even hiding from your friends. You are hiding from the community. You don't want people to know that you are back here because of the issues that you cannot even control. The customs officer, they are working with the local people around who know business at the seaport, and they know exactly what containers that had been stuck at the seaport because of demurrage, and they know the days that these containers will be auctioned. Sometimes the custom officer will even give money to a third party to come on the day of the auction and buy that container. The question here is, who's winning in this container business? The family back home. And I will not continue the story about the stories that you will get from back home. And of course, friends, it's the same thing. The custom officers, of course, the hard money lenders, they lend you money, 20% within 1 month. You don't come, they confiscate your goods and they become owners. Local business people. And who is the loser? You figure it out. If you're ever doing the container business and you didn't think you were doing a full-time business, this is a time for you to think. The logistics operations in the United States has plausible opportunities. The reason we fail as minority businesses is because we never plug ourselves into the free enterprise system. We are not getting the memo. And that is why a lot of our businesses could not even get help with the Paycheck Protection Program. Minority businesses will face two major issues in the United States. Number one is mentorship. Mentorship in terms of what? Having a business plan, understanding market segmentation, reporting issues in terms of understanding our tax liabilities. Most of us have businesses here. What do? We have businesses, but we pay people under the table. Fail to reap the benefits of the free enterprise system. The second major issue we face is because you can have the mentorship, you can have all the know-how, but if you don't have financing, you are not going anywhere. To all my brothers and sisters who are doing the container business, it is a very lucrative business, but please take it to the next level. How can you take it? Number one, score.org. Score.org provides mentorship for small businesses at all levels. They will help you write your business plan. They will help you do your business focus. They will draw a budget for you. They will give you templates on how to write a proposal for a business loan. They will even show you where you can go to get loans. Whatever city you are, go to score.org and you look for a local office around you. There is a war mad for minority business financing. It is called Fundera.com, Fundera. What Fundera will do, you go in and fill out your application, and based on the segment of your business, they will look for lenders who have a history of supporting that line of business and tailor your application towards those lenders. And that's how you're able to get what you get, low interest rate loan to help you with your business startup. So please, all of us who are doing container business and hiding under the table, this is time for you to take it to the next level. Because number one, if you register your business, then you have a liability insurance. Even when you carry people's stuff from here and take it back home and something happened to it, at least your insurance can cover you. The next opportunity for business mentorship and financing is OperationHope.org. Operation Hope is in every city. Operation Hope, they have a 12-month business development program where they will teach you everything about the business you want to know. They will help you get financing. They will help you get suppliers. They will help you get whatever you need to do to succeed in the business. It's a business mentorship program and financing. For minorities, logistics.amazon.com. Amazon has unveiled a new program. What happens is they are giving $10,000 in grant for minorities to take advantage of the Amazon platform. So what you would do, they will plug into the system, they give you $10,000, and you use that money, buy a van, and you paint it with the Amazon logo, and you are part of their logistics circle. It takes just $10,000. The people back home can get money because they have a local presence. But you are here in a $16 trillion economy, and you are leaving it to go fight with people back in Africa. So why not do what it takes for you to plug into the system here so you can also enjoy your own local benefits here? John Hope Bryan says being entrepreneurial is one of the 5 rules of financial liberation. And this is what we're talking about. The African Growth Opportunity Act, signed by President George Bush in 2000. What is that about? We rent these containers from here. We take them back home. Those containers, they come back here empty. If your business here is registered, you go back home, you take an import-export license, and they will give it to you because you have a legitimate logistics business here. Go to the US Embassy, 38 Sub-Saharan African countries. They are part of the AGOA. What does the AGOA do? They allow these African countries to ship goods, about 1,800 items of goods, back to the United States, duty-free. So why don't you go to your embassy back home and ask them, look, I want to know more about the African Growth Opportunity Act program. I am a registered business in the United States. I have an import-export license here. I want to know what are the items that I can take from my country that Americans need back in America. So that way, when that container goes back to Africa, it's not coming back here empty. It's coming back here with value, and you are making money. The Small Business Administration Development Program. Small Business Administration, they have mentorship and loans that are tailored for minority businesses because they understand the minority businesses are at a disadvantage. Government provides them the subsidies. They give them the money for them to be able to help minority small businesses. Minority Business Development Agency. This agency here was created back in 1953. And what does this agency do? This agency simply gives tax credit to big companies who are doing business with minority small businesses. How can you get to that? See, for example, this year, 2020, in the United States, there were 52 logistics expo. You register your business, you go to the US Trade and Commerce Department, you certify it as a minority business. When you go to these trade fairs, you will see businesses who are ready. Walmart is an example. Who are ready to give businesses to minority-owned companies so that at the end of the year, they can have a huge tax deduction. We need to take this thing to the next level. If you go to 6river.com, 6river.com is where you can find all the expos for logistics companies here in the United States of America. You can network there, and you can also find companies who are willing to do what? To do business with Africa. Container business, logistics business is one of the most lucrative businesses in the United States of America. Let's do it correctly and let's take advantage of it. C2C Mentors, all we talk here is about finances because we understand it is at the foundation of your family's success. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed to our channel. We appreciate it. Keep the comments coming. This is a community for all of us to learn. We appreciate you. God bless you.